about Zoom. How did you start it? It is such a brilliant idea. I was, hearing your YouTube videos and you had an interview on a news channel. Just super cool idea.
Yeah, so I was working at eBay when my younger one also transitioned to school. And suddenly I had this problem where I didn't need a nanny from 9 to 5. And I needed somebody to pick my children from school and be with them after school. And I tried everything I could, all solutions you can imagine. And the solutions would pretty much break within a couple of weeks or a month. Because people who are part-time, they wanted a more full-time job, or they were not as regular or committed to it. And there was this thought about me, like, eBay is such a big platform, people can make money sitting any part of the world. And why is there not a trusted platform for parents, where just like a button I can press something and magically someone shows up who's trusted and who has the right background, and I don't have to keep doing that work. That was a very simple desire. It was also almost like a magical desire that I had. And I used to see in my team people running at 4 o'clock, 3:30 to pick their kids. And usually these people are very hardworking. They would come early in the morning, and as soon as they picked their kids, they reached home, they would start working again. But nobody noticed. Everybody noticed they left early. And that was very sad for me. Again, that the women specifically and parents would be penalized for something like that. And I thought this problem is universal, it's generational, I have to solve it. And it was not about starting a company or where the company would go. I did not have much thought about it. It was just that the problem is universal and it has to be solved, and timing is now, because mobile phones are available and technology has come and people have started trusting strangers a little bit more. And with that thought, I started very design thinking approach, actually followed along so many parents, acted as a driver. I recruited drivers who actually picked my kids. And over the time, the solution got refined and one thing led to another. And that's where the theme of today is big and bold thinking, where if you have an idea which is big, surprisingly, the resources come along. The resources come along to you, and you just have to be persistent and not give up.
Yeah, and in our discovery call, Vitu, I was actually bringing my daughter from a class, or I think it was my son. So you were like, you can shut off your video. I understand your problems. So it just got me thinking I can use Zoom right now so I could be on a call.
Right. Actually, for last 5-6 years, I'm an extreme user in the way that my kids went to private school in different directions. And there was no way I could be running such a fast-paced company if Zoom was not available. Magically, they would be picked up and they would be happy. I know the impact that it makes to parents' day in terms of not stressing out and running in different directions.
Yeah, absolutely. And you take care of background checks and all of the biggest concern for a parent would be, are these people safe? Is this driver, background checked or a good person, not a criminal? And you cover all the bases there. So yeah, that's awesome. And it's the same person that comes, so the kids are familiar. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, so we used a small pool of drivers where there is a primary driver for the family. It works for the driver to be familiar and build a relationship. It's not a transactional thing where I have never seen the same Uber driver picking me ever again.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's a very relationship-based ride where you are actually not giving a ride. You are setting up the child for a successful day. And when the child you're bringing back, the child will explain the day to the driver more than they would explain the day to the parent. So it's the proxy to what the parent role would be. And that's where that's where the solution is magical, in the sense the type of drivers and all the checks that's been done.
Yeah. And it takes me back to India when I was growing up younger. We used to have rickshaws and the scooters. And I remember the same dude would
Yeah,
come out every day, and it would be a
that's
bunch
right.
of kids, and we would know him and call him, Bhaiya, like brother. And so
Yeah,
I moved here when I was 13, but I remember like it takes me back, same person coming in. And I never had, like, my mother never cared. She trusted the person, and it
yeah.
was the same person. So yeah, that's
Mhm.
very cool.